Wild card for the Fed to contend with, or maybe I should say wildfire. $1.7 trillion on the way. That's right. The omnibus bill has passed the Senate and in the House. And, well, let's bring in Walser Wealth Management President Rebecca Walser. Well, Rebecca, you know, this thing is loaded to the gills. I mean, I'm sorry? Oh, sorry. We don't have Rebecca right now. But for those who aren't sure, who don't know about this, it is loaded to the gills with pork, bridges to nowhere. And all of that stuff is going to contribute to inflation. So there's some good things in there when it comes to retirement and retirement funds you should learn about. But other than that, it's not going to help. In fact, I was able to buy enough time to sneak Rebecca in. Real quick, Rebecca, we lost a little bit of time here. Just your thoughts on this $1.7 trillion monstrosity.
Well, Charles, from a tax perspective, they're definitely pushing the RMDs back. We're talking about starting January of this coming year, we'll go from 72 to 73, and then 10 years later, it goes from 73 to 75. So it's a little bit, strange in the sense that, we know we need more tax revenue, and they're pushing the required minimum distributions on RAs back further. So that's really interesting. It gives a lot of planning opportunities, more room for planning. So that's always a good thing.
I think maybe that's something that was a compromise for Republicans because critics say it helps wealthier folks. I mean, the longer you keep your money in in those funds, the longer you can go without paying taxes. But aren't we trying to encourage people to save for the future anyway?
We are, absolutely. And obviously, America is a consumer-based economy. I was just listening to the ladies talk with you, and it's 100%. We must be able to spend, and when we can't spend, we go into recession. They did have one part of the bill that is definitely clamping down on tax strategy that lawyers like me use, which would be a Section 170H conservation easements. There's been a lot of litigation going back and forth because it is a valid tax charitable deduction in the code. And so this bill does circumvent, fight it out in the court system, and basically limits a conservation easement deduction to 2.5 times the actual investment. So that is a big area of tax strategy that a lot of really wealthy people use, and that is something they are attacking in this bill.
All right, let's talk about people who are trying to get wealth through the stock market. How do you see 2023 playing out?
I think that we're going to have a bad beginning. I think we're going to have some kind of jolt that people are not prepared for because it's been such a long slog, Charles. So people have gotten ingratiated with this and kind of think this is normal, and they're not expecting any big jolts. I think that's a mistake that people should prepare. There will be some jolts. And then I do see that once we get to organic ripoff of the overbought status, we're still in an overbought status to me across all sectors. When we get the organic stimulus, I believe so, out, then there's going to be so many opportunities, but it's going to be painful until we get to that organic level.
So essentially, the big theme today was buy the dip. You're saying maybe at some point, but not at the beginning of the year for sure.
Well, I do think they will come soon in the very beginning. So I don't know. I mean, Charles, when what I'm talking about happens, you're going to know it. You're going to be like, this is it. So it will be very obvious when we've had this economic route downwards. And I just don't think people are prepared for it like we are. We're really expecting it. And then there's a ton of dry powder opportunity that everyone should definitely take advantage of.
Well, I got to tell you, I love your hat, love your enthusiasm, and, of course, always love your input. Rebecca, Merry Christmas. Thank you so much, my friend.
Merry Christmas, Charles. Thank you.